Purport. All the great personalities who increase the population in the beginning of the creation are called Prajapatis. Brahma is also known as Prajapati, as were some of his later sons. Swayambhuva Manu is also known as Prajapati, as is Daksha, another son of Brahma. Swayambhuva had two daughters, Akuti and Prasuti. The Prajapati Ruchi married Akuti and Daksha married Prasuti. These couples and their children produced immense numbers of children to populate the entire universe. Vidura's inquiry was, how did they get the population in the beginning? Text 6. Maitre uvacha prajaha srijeti bhagavan kardamo brahmano ditaha saraswatyam tapastepe sahasranam samadasha. The great sage replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the bank of river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. Purport. It is understood herein that Kardama Muni meditated in yoga for 10,000 years before attaining perfection. Similarly, we have information that Valmiki also practiced yoga meditation for 60,000 years before attaining perfection. Therefore, yoga practice can be successfully performed by persons who have very long duration of life, such as 100,000 years. In that way, it is possible to have perfection in yoga. Otherwise, there is no possibility of attaining the real perfection. Following the regulations, controlling the senses and practicing the different sitting postures are merely the preliminary practices. We do not know how people can be captivated by the bogus yoga system, in which it is stated that simply by meditating 15 minutes daily, one can attain the perfection of becoming one with God. This age, Kali Yuga, is the age of bluffing and quarrel. Actually, there is no possibility of attaining yoga perfection by such paltry proposals. The Vedic literature for emphasis clearly states 3 times that in the age of Kali, Kalau nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva. There is no other alternative, no other alternative, no other alternative. Then Harir Nama, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Please repeat the translation. O holy sage, tell me how the worshipful Ruchi and Daksha, the son of Brahma, generated children after securing as their wives the other 2 daughters of Swayambhuva Manu. The great sage Maitreya replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the banks of river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. So this is how Kardama Muni prepared himself to follow the instructions of Lord Brahma in performing devotional service, because this entire creation process is being done by Brahma on behalf of Lord Vishnu. So, whatever we are hearing here, the activities of Brahma and those who are following his instructions, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the world, worshipful Kardama Muni practiced penance on the banks of river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. This is the way to do devotional service. Devotional service, different activities that we do, as in this case you see, Kardama Muni was supposed to beget children, that was his service. But then he prepared himself for 10,000 years by different tapasya, Prabhupada says, similarly, Valmiki also practiced yoga meditation for 60,000 years. Now, really speaking, if one has to attain perfection of self-realization through any of these yogic processes, then there has to be a lot of tapasya or austerity. Without tapasya or austerity, it is not possible, and not tapasya or austerity one time. For a prolonged duration of time, one has to perform these austerities and tapasya, as is evident from this purport. So, simply by 15 minutes, half an hour of meditation, so-called meditation, is simply, as Prabhupada explains in the previous purport, it is all cheating by some rascals. At least they should say it has nothing to do with self-realization, nothing to do with the soul. I am just teaching you something else. I am teaching you some mental technique, something they can say. Some jnana, something like that. So many, nowadays so many such things are available, which give some immediate psychological relief to the living entity. It's all the mental, because ultimately all sukha and dukkha are mental concoction. So some jnanic skills are there where one will do positive thinking, this thing, that thing, so many things, one get some relief. But nothing, that has nothing to do with self-realization. It is a byproduct of self-realization. All good things, all positive things in the mind are byproducts of self-realization, or a byproducts of actually spiritual Shakti. If the soul gets spiritual Shakti, then the mind becomes clear. Mind becomes purified. All emotional barriers, all thought barriers, all prejudices, everything gets wiped out. The mind becomes completely opened up. If the soul gets charged with spiritual strength. And how does one get spiritual strength? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasthiyeva, nasthiyeva, nasthiyeva gatiranyata. So in this age, that is the actual way in which the spiritual strength can be achieved. Without spiritual bala, one cannot do anything. Even if you have so much knowledge, if you don't have bala, then nothing can be done. Suppose you are a very skilled typist. Typewriter is there, and you are a skilled typist. Everything is there, but your fingers don't move. There's no bala in the fingers. Then can you type? You cannot type. So bala is very essential. So much knowledge we can have, even as devotees, as Vaishnavas, so much knowledge we can have. We will not be able to practice this knowledge unless we have bala. That bala comes from Balaram, that bala comes from the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you touch the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, then spiritual bala will come. So, even in our case, we are executing so many devotion service on behalf of Srila Prabhupada for his mission. His mission is Vaikuntha mission. His mission is Lord's mission. It is even a greater mission than Lord Brahma. Brahma's mission is creation. He creates so that pure devotees come and preach and they can take living entities back to Godhead. So, Brahma is actually creating the prison house and putting all the prisoners inside. Now it's the job he is doing now. He is filling all the prisoners, all old prisoners who have left there during previous dissolution, whatever karmas they have left, whatever different kinds of false egos they have left behind, all those things, it is encoded in the material nature, material energy, and then it just, according to that, you see the previous chapter, last 2 chapters, he created demons, he created yakshas, rakshasas, gandharvas, so many different, out of day, out of night, out of sandhya, each different, circumstances that Brahma encountered, they were grabbed by those living entities. Day was given to the demigods, the night was given to the demons, the twilight was given to, who was it? Twilight was given to Gandharvas. Like that, anyway, different, then his body himself, he gave up his body also. So all these different secondary creation that he set up is just nothing but he is setting up the prison house. And then in that prison now, then pure devotees come from the spiritual world. Avatars come from the spiritual world to actually liberate the living entities from this prison. So that is why in prison life will always be like this. That's why Krishna says, Dukkalayam ashashvatam. Krishna says the world is Dukkalayam ashashvatam. If Krishna is saying Dukkalayam ashashvatam, but Krishna is showing by his transcendental, loving, eternal pastimes when he came down on this earth, there is wonderful life with me. That means there is another world which he declares. Yes, there is another world other than this world. And that is my Dhama, my world. You come there and that is a place of eternity. That is a place of pure knowledge. That is a place of pure bliss. So that is revealed by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So that is the purpose of all the incarnations. That is the purpose of pure devotees. Like Srila Prabhupada, he is also Shakti Avaishya Avatara. He is the incarnation of the Lord's Shakti, Lord's potency. And that is why that with that potency he spread the holy name all over the world. A global thing like this can only be done by the Shakti only by spiritual Shakti. By material Shakti one cannot do it. So, we also have, just like Brahma has been given a mission, we have also been given a mission by Srila Prabhupada. Is it not? Now mission means doing that, achieving this, getting that done, all these things, building temples, so many missions are given. And we take up those missions to spread the Krishna consciousness movement, to establish, to expand the mission, we are doing all these activities. Now when Kardama Muni was given the mission to beget children, what did he first do? He meditated 10,000 years. Got the spiritual bala. In the same way, if we have to preach Krishna consciousness, if we have to build the mission of Srila Prabhupada, if we have to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada, then we simply cannot do without spiritual Shakti. And that spiritual Shakti is coming from the sadhana. If somebody does not do the sadhana, if one does not chant properly, then to that degree everything will be weak. One's mind will disturb one's service. If one does his sadhana properly, then all disturbance will go away and easily the person will be able to execute the mission of the Lord without any material struggle. Devotees achieve things for Krishna by spiritual strength, not by material struggle. In this material world, if you have to achieve anything, you have to struggle. Without struggling, nothing can be achieved. So devotees spiritually struggle. Spiritual struggle is meant for purification. Spiritual struggle, even to when you execute the task, the spiritual struggle is to remain in proper consciousness and execute the task. When you are doing devotion service to the Lord, proper consciousness should be developed with which we are engaging in that devotional service. That is the purity of that service. As a servant, the consciousness that I am a humble servant, I am a follower of Srila Prabhupada, I have to follow his instructions, I have to follow his will, I have to follow Krishna's will. No doubt, each living entity has got independent, and the Lord also recognizes that, Prabhupada also recognizes that. It is not that Prabhupada is going to come and tell, do like this, do like this, do like this, do like this, do like this. That is the perfection of devotion service. No, it's not that. The mood should be to surrender to Srila Prabhupada. His broad plans are there, what is to be done, and we as living entities also have free will. So you can do this way, that way. It is not that every step has to be according to the direction of Krishna and Prabhupada. Every step is according to the desire of Prabhupada and Krishna. Sometimes people get caught in this logical trap. Ultimately, we think if everything that Krishna says, then you are a stone. Krishna wants us to be persons. So we have got also choices. Within devotion service, there are so many choices. Krishna also wants us to be creative. Material energy is how you deal with the material energy. Krishna wants to deal with the material energy in a creative manner. He'll appreciate it. So initially one thinks of surrender means, okay, every step I should do. Then you what about your will, what about your thinking, your feeling, everything? It is not that every moment I should feel. Krishna will tell me, feel like this, I will feel. Krishna will tell me, think like this, I will think. Krishna will tell me, do like this, I will do. Then where is your devotion service? Then even stone can be done, even a stone will do that. A stone is perfection of that. If this kartal is in my hand, perfection of surrender. I lift it, it will come with me. I throw it, it will go away. But that is not. Perfection of devotion service means we have to understand we are all persons. Every living entity is a person. Every living entity has got tiny potencies that Krishna has got. Thinking, feeling and willing. That of course in the material world, it is influenced by three gunas. So that influence by three gunas of the material energy is also the living entity has got a free will to control that, to dovetail that, to use that in Krishna's service in different ways. So otherwise one will get trapped into different kinds of thinking and one will not be able to do anything. Just like if somebody says, how do I know Prabhu? Every moment I should know that this is what Krishna wants me to do. I have been now given Astan Pujari. How do I know Krishna wants me to do Astan Pujari work? Actually, neither the authority can prove, nor you can prove for yourself. This is what Krishna wants, except in a broad sense. Number one. Second point is, Krishna has no other work. Every moment he should know what you have to do. You have to stand within the broader circle of engaging in devotion service. Now what is your devotion service? What is the result of your devotion service? The result of your devotion service is actually for self-purification. So to learn how to be a humble servant, to learn how to be a servant mood, that is what Krishna wants. Krishna says, doesn't matter, Astan Puja, you wash the pot this way or you wash it nicely, sincerely. No, I am little doubtful. Every step should be surrendered. Whether I should hold the pot this way, what does Krishna want? Should I hold it this way? Krishna will tell, hold it either way. I have no problem. You choose, hold it either way, but clean it. So much free will Krishna has given us. We only have to engage in a devotion service of the Lord. Then only it is devotion service. Devotion service is not preached to the material energy. Devotion service is preached to the living entities, Jiva Shakti, which is different from matter. So what is important is, at least till we give up our lauding tendency, Krishna wants, the objective of Krishna is that you become servant. You learn the mood of servant, doing this service or that service. I am not looking for big achievements and all those things. Achievement, I am the ability in you. I am the one who make things achieve. You learn how to be a servant. So if really one wants to please Prabhupada and Krishna, one has to understand that they are looking at the bhava. They are looking at development of bhakti, development of surrender, feeling of surrender, giving up everything for Krishna's pleasure. That spirit is what they are looking at. Not that like a machine, every step you should do, and that is not the word. In the spiritual world you go and Krishna does not know what you will do next time, next moment. Krishna is also anticipating, how you are going to show your bhakti to me next moment. So much you have got freedom. Now you are sitting and thinking, now what should I do for Krishna now, next? And Krishna is waiting, okay, what he'll come up with. So once Prabhupada was asked this question to someone asked Prabhupada this question, what does Krishna want me to do? So then Prabhupada answered that Krishna is waiting to know what you want to do. That is also possible. It's not that, we are all robots. But definitely, many instances, just like in any personal relationship, sometimes Krishna may want you to do certain things. Possible. Most of the time, okay, you choose. No, but I want you to do this. Just like Prabhupada, he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So that was decided by Krishna. You go, now do it. You have to do this work. And within that service, so many, such a wonderful devotion Srila Prabhupada has expressed in creating this Krishna consciousness movement out of his free will, offering to Lord Chaitanya, offering to Krishna. His personality is involved, his devotional personality is involved in inspiration, in creating this whole movement. And that what Krishna was enjoying. How he did his order of executing Krishna consciousness. And Krishna enjoyed that. The previous acharyas enjoyed that. That was his devotion service. Devotion service means giving pleasure to previous acharyas, giving pleasure to Guru, previous acharyas, and the Supreme Lord. So to do all that, one has to understand, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that, we have to build temple, this thing, all those things. Yes, do tapasya like Kardama Muni. You do sadhana, then you spiritually deserve to think of what I will do for Krishna. Purify, develop the servant attitude, then the Lord is just waiting to empower all of us. And Krishna wants us to become pure devotees. Krishna wants his mission to spread. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants this mission to spread. Can any obstruction stand? Can any human being obstruct if Krishna decides somebody has to be empowered? Nobody can stop. Nobody can stop. So one should not worry about organization, all these things. Just purify yourself. Develop servant mood. And then empowerment comes automatically. And the whole movement will spread. If devotees learn how to keep in touch with spiritual bala, spiritual strength. Any questions? जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।